What is up? What is up? What is up, Sussex Squad? Oh my God, I'm so happy you're here. Oh, as always, I'm like out of breath. Whenever I'm preparing for these live streams, I just feel like I'm running all over the place like a chicken with his head cut off. But I'm so happy you're here. Oh my God, guys. Thank you so much for the support. Okay, so Miss Lydia says, I put you with our other young dynamic ladies like Thrive with Strive. Thrive with Strive. Why can I say that? Thrive with Stride. Thrive with Liv P. The Duchess of Success. Sherry and I don't know if it's Sherry and Sade or Sherry and Sade. I'm not completely sure, but I think it's Sherry and Sade. And the awesome Lauren Brown. You ladies are fantastic. Oh my God, that just made my day. Thank you so much. I mean, I know several of those. I don't know Thrive with Stride. I don't know Thrive with Live with P, but I do know Duchess of Success. I know Sherry and Sade or Sade, whichever one it is. And I know Lauren Brown, and I know that I'm not as good as any of those channels. So that is blowing my mind. Hey, Church Nelly. Oh my God, I'm so happy you're here. Oh. Church Nelly goes, hello all, I'm at a doctor's appointment, so I won't be able to comment. Carry on, and don't forget to BITCH slap the trolls into rangers. Smooches. I love it. Oh my God. Okay, well, I see people rolling in, so let's just go ahead and get into it. Guys, welcome to my channel. This is Najwa. If you're new here or watching this after the fact, you can go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button, hit the bell so you know whenever I post a video. And I'm so happy that you're here, guys. Let's get right into it. If you would like to donate to my channel, you can. It definitely would help with things like programs and stock footage and software and all the research, but no pressure as always. So today we're talking about rubs hands, petition time. So, okay, I'm trying to get serious now. I'm looking down at my notes. So, from our last live stream, we talked about the unfortunate car chase that happened involving Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, Princess Meghan, and Meghan's mom, Doria, in New York City, and just the utter chaos that happened around that. And sort of, as usual, womp, 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 not super surprising, the media's gaslighting of, you know, the Sussexes' cries for help, their pleas for some sort of ethics or justice shown in the light of paparazzi pursuit of like images and footage of them. I mean, we all know that this smear campaign has been going on for 10 years, just pumping. And like many of you guys who know, which I want to go ahead and put out there that I am not a lawyer. And during doing the research for these 3 petitions that I've drafted up here, which it'll be up to you to decide if they're any good or not. Maybe they're all total hooey, but it definitely occurred to me that I was not a lawyer. I was like, whoa, I am definitely not a lawyer. But with that being said, you know, advocacy, the more and more that I think about it, because I work in marketing, but the more that I think about it, I feel like I've always been an advocate at heart. And, you know, even to the age of 13, when I auditioned for this first time for the, you know, the art high school, you know, or art performance-based school in my district. And we used to have, you know, organize little protests about environmentalism, you know, thinking that we were doing something, but all the way up to, you know, going around door to door and working on Obama's campaign back in 2008 and briefly working with a child advocacy organization. I feel like I definitely have dipped my toes, at least on the American end, because I live in France, but I am American, at least on the American end on advocacy. And hi, Lottie. Hi, Lottie. Lottie says, good morning, everyone. Never watched this channel before. It must be new, but I already love it. Oh, yeah, thank you. So I'm not a lawyer. This is basically to say I'm not a lawyer, but I have had my fair share of Karening for petitions and causes and social justice things and advocacy that, you know, activism that touched my heart. And so we do know that the successes all touch all of our hearts. And so I just wanted to create a forum to talk about this. So the key takeaways from the last video that I did, which a lot of people were really excited about it, which is really, really awesome. Coming out of such a kind of catastrophic event of the car chase that happened involving Prince Harry and Meghan Markle in New York City, about a week ago, sort of looking at how they've been antagonized by the corrupt UK media, tabloids, and press, and sort of gaslit for years after they called out racism, xenophobia, sexism, climate change denial, stuff like that. It just hasn't been really good. This monster on social media, fueled by sort of aggressive, fear-mongering propaganda, it just is sort of spun out of control. And we see that happening in tangible ways, like this paparazzi chase that happened in New York. And it seems like I'm so glad. I know I came to the game late and I didn't know about the Sussexes until, fall of last year or whatever. And many of you guys have been following them for a long time. I've said many times, if I knew about them, back in 2016, 2017, I definitely would have been like, whoa, this is not right, because the way that they've been antagonized, it's not cool. And when you look into it, when you look deeper into how every second of every day the corrupt UK tabloid media monster is like pumping out these articles about the Sussexes filled with lies, filled with things that just makes people think that they're literally like the Antichrist, it's completely unethical. The more that I think about it, it's just like, it's not even like nice, of course, from a human level, but at the same time, it's like not even ethical. Hi, Susie Q. I'm glad you're here. It's okay. You can watch it after. Hi, Miss Verda. Oh my God, I'm so happy. Everybody's here. Okay, but back to what I was saying. It's gotten out of control. The more that I think about it, it's unethical, but at the same time, many Sussexes Squad supporters, and I literally kind of tried to fact check this. I went on Twitter, I went on YouTube, I went on Reddit, and a lot of Sussexes Squad members think that the paparazzi who were involved in that obsessive high-speed chase in New York City could have been hired by the corrupt UK tabloid media like the Daily Fails, because we know that the Daily Fails, the Suns, they literally will go that extra mile and be extra messy and extra sloppy to go after the Sussexes. But at this point, it's like, it's on another level, and it makes me concerned, as someone who's always tried to take up my megaphone in the little ways that I can. For example, Nancy Pelosi was a housewife and a mother, and just hanging around at home before she got into her career of politics in the way that she did, because everyday people can be change agents and makers of change. And so the more that I think about this, the more that I'm just like, dude, this is a little weird. It's unethical and it's weird. So without that being said, my usual Najwa roundabout way of saying, basically, we came to the conclusion in the last meeting, in the last stream, talking a little bit about, what the Sussexes face after the ceremony in New York City, and sort of looking at the context of it all, right? The global thing of what the smear campaigning and the fear mongering, the propaganda, the hate, the false narratives that they've been receiving constantly, pretty much spun out of the UK for like a constant 10 years, on top of said, propaganda, inflating up extremists and people who pose serious threats, to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle and their children and their family and anyone associated with them, because these people have just basically been, furied up and gussied up and pumped up from all of the polarizing, divisive, corrupt media that's come out of the UK, and some out of I don't want to just say the UK, of course, some of it's the US as well, but for the most part, what we've been seeing has really been coming out of the UK, right? Okay, so with that being in mind, so this is, okay, change.org is basically a place where you can go online and you can create a petition, almost to the point of like crowdsourcing. You can share links on Facebook, on Twitter, on Pinterest, on, whatever platform you want to. And it's almost like, user generated content itself, almost like a YouTube or whatever it might be, because people can come in, they can comment, they can follow it, they can share it, all of that good stuff. So I'm thinking change.org is where we'll put these petitions, guys. But if you guys have a better idea, totally let me know. Of course, the link to change.org, we can totally push it out to all Sussexes Squad family, on Twitter, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, wherever we want. But for the most part, I just thought change.org, with my experience with it, it's been, as easily accessed and an easy to navigate sort of user interface. And, it's got a bit of notoriety. A lot of people have heard of it, but it also is kind of just like, it was just the go-to option that I thought at first. But if you have another idea, please let me know. So just take a look at these screenshots. Like, I'm trying to tap into my eyesight, because my old age, I got my glasses on, but these screenshots are a little pixelated. But just read what's already on here when you look at change.org and you look what people are talking about Meghan Markle, okay? If this doesn't have Deranger written all over it, I have no ideas what you mean. Okay, so let's look at this. So it says, ask Twitter to suspend Christopher E. Boozy's account for harassment. Okay, now let's first go ahead and pause there. You guys know I've talked about Christopher Boozy on this channel. I've talked about Nate the lawyer, and it's like they're like the anti-hero because they're going after Christopher Boozy, the guy who literally tried to get down some of the hate accounts on Twitter, and shine light and awareness on the hate accounts on Twitter that are constantly pumping out, hate-driven media about Meghan Markle and Prince Harry and their family. This is like the people who this campaign here on change.org is going after. The guy who tried to call out cyberbullying and cynicism. I don't know if that is like, I don't know if that's like the new world order that we live in, where like bad is good and good is bad. I don't know. Like, okay, so anyway, ask Twitter to suspend Christopher E. Boozy's account for harassment. Bot Finder website founder accused of scamming his users. Chronicles of Harkle. Ugh, that's another thing that annoys me when people call Meghan or Harry Harkle. It doesn't like me. I love Christopher Boozy. Exactly. I love Christopher Boozy. It's a given. But anyway, let's continue to see what these people are yapping on about. Scammer dude doesn't get to dictate what people can and cannot say on the internet. Christopher Boozy thinks he's a saint. Like, how ethically, like, corrupt and corrosive do you have to be to think someone advocating to stop cyberbullying is a bad person? I really don't know. Okay, so the next one on change that, and I don't even think that I clicked into these petitions, guys, but I just want to highlight to the fact to you that, the opposition, I know this is not like American presidential race 2024, the Sussexes versus the Derangers, but in a way it is. And basically the opposition is winning in terms of quantity. I won't say quality, but quantity. There's at least 4 petitions on here from the group of people who are against the Sussexes in general. Reading through these, they look just as, you know what, I'm not going to be mean. But I question the integrity of these. So the next one says, petition to Academy of Television Arts and Science. Again, I got my glasses on. I'm trying to read. I'm sorry. It's a little pixelated. The Emmy, ABC, something. And it says, take Emmy nomination away from Oprah with Meghan and Harry. And it goes down at the bottom here. I'll read a little bit. It says, to show that Oprah and Meghan and Harry, a CBS primetime special, is not and should not be eligible for the Emmy nomination in the Outstanding Hosted Nonfiction Series or Special category in 73rd Primetime Emmy Awards. Okay. Again, it's just bizarre. I don't know if this is like the Homer Odyssey, version of like the deranger anti-hero loving dude, but it's bizarre. It's bizarre. It's like they literally are like, okay, so these people want to flag racism, want to flag xenophobia, want to have a more multicultural, tolerant world, want to help make the British monarchy and the British media more fair, more ethical. And these are the, okay, anyway. Okay, so what else do you got here? Meghan Markle divorce. What? What? Okay, this is real. So someone actually created a petition. Guys, I'm literally reading this in real time with you because it's kind of like when you see, at least for Americans, I don't know about you guys, but when you see Fox News, when you just see Fox News on TV and it's just like, just spurring like crazy, racist, bigoted, fluff just at your face. You just click past the channel and you go to MSNBC or CNN or whatever else is your bag. This is the vibe that I'm getting from this. It's so weird. And we've talked about people trying to, I guess, put their crazy thoughts into reality, their crazy desires of wanting to have Princess Meghan and Prince Harry divorce into reality. But it's like, dude, just because you say stupid, rancid stuff on the internet does not mean that it's just gonna come to life. I agree, Miss Verda. They better shut up. I agree. I probably wouldn't be so sassy, but it's so true. It's like, guys, what are you talking about? I could see people, raising a petition amongst followers to like make media more ethical, like we're trying to do, or have people be safer, or protect people's sanctity and in the public image, through media and journalistic practices. But these people are actually okay. Anyway, so this last one. Okay. So it says, petition to Nintendo, bestow upon us a black Nintendo princess. Oh, well, this one doesn't necessarily look derangers. This one looks okay. I'm with that one. So anyway, moving on. So the last time that we talked, we basically said we need like 3 petitions at hand. And for me, who I actually enjoy, advocating for ethics and society and, sociological, multicultural, tolerance and stuff like that. So this was just like fun for me. But anyway, it was fun researching it. Some of the legal nuances were hard, and maybe you guys can help me out with that. Maybe there's people kind of speckled across there who have ideas, and maybe they have a little bit more legal experience or advocacy experience, whatever it might be. But basically we said, okay, we kind of need like 3 petitions, right? One petition is very basic, bare bones, at the most baser level, based off of the car chase that happened in New York City. Hi, Nulatondo. I hope that I pronounced that right. Nulatondo or Nulatondo? I hope. I don't know if it's a silent H, but either way, we're rocking it, and I love it. Yes, Miss Verda, I'm with you. Okay, so the thing with the paparazzi chase was, I don't know about you guys, but at least on American legislative level, it's a little tricky. American politics can be really divisive. Hi, Faith. It can be a little divisive. It's like you have the legislative end on the state level, and then you have it on the federal level. Whereas like where I live in France or in the United Kingdom, for example, things with the government are a little bit more unified, where you don't have these little tiny entities like the states in the US that are sort of compromising the whole higher level view. So basically, if we want, for instance, in New York, where Harry and Meghan had their car chase, if we want New York to put paparazzi laws in place, which they don't, California has paparazzi laws in place, but New York City doesn't. And as we know, a lot of celebrities, a lot of public figures travel back and forth from Hollywood, from Los Angeles, from wherever it might be, Orange County, to New York for events and for films and for festivals and all types of things. So paparazzi laws should also be in place in New York City. So this was literally a letter written to the legislators of that, you know, particular area where most celebrities, when they go to New York, where they're probably going to be, which is, you know, around Broadway and the central area. So the next petition was essentially for the UK Parliament to fund a second phase of the Levinson inquiry. Now, this one is a little bit more nuanced. If you guys have been following my channel ever so closely, you probably have remembered hearing about the Levinson inquiry. Now, when I first heard about it, it was definitely new for me too, but you know, if you're new here and you hadn't seen where we had covered that before, basically, long story short is back in 2011, some guy named Lord Levinson in the United Kingdom essentially brought forward some instances of unethical behavior within media practices in the UK. You know, really, really dangerous, misleading things. You know, people, high-speed chases and phone tapping and, you know, gouging people for unethical sources and all types of crazy stuff. And so he, along with some other sort of supporters, brought forward to Parliament in the UK the Levinson inquiry, and basically it went for a while. And I mean, it just, from looking on the internet, it garnered a lot of attention. A lot of people were supporting it. It basically had the recipe to spearhead UK media reform, which we've talked about a lot on this channel. The corrupt UK media is just out of hand. And as English speaking countries, you know, I'm from the US, but US, Australia, the UK, those are the places I feel like Rupert Murdoch's hand has really hit the most. And so, you know, the UK, I feel like back in the 20s and the 30s, selling their newspapers was like really a deep part of their identity. Again, I'm not British, so I used to be an Anglophile. I don't know if I'm still an Anglophile. All of this stuff has put a really bad taste in my mouth. But at the same time, it's like, you know, things can't be done the way they were done in 1920, guys, because now we have social media and people will look at the inflated rate in which you're pumping out all of these lies about the Sussexes, and they won't be able, some people won't be able with their, you know, process of critical thinking and sort of disseminating which ones, you know, which media sources you should trust and which ones you shouldn't, you know, since that shouldn't be upon the public to have to do that. And it should be upon diplomacy and government to do that. The Levinson inquiry, in short, basically put forth a set of standards, of ethics standards that basically gave journalistic and media practices a guiding light to sort of not dip over into what we're seeing today, the icky stuff, you know, the wiretapping, the phone tapping, the telling lies in these articles, you know. So basically, I put together a petition for UK Parliament to fund a second phase of some sort of initiative that involves, in short, better media ethical practices, better journalistic ethical practices. That's basically all that is to say. The third petition, and you guys feel free to put in the comments if I'm going too much, because like I said, I got really excited when I was doing research for this. And the third petition is basically for Buckingham Palace to provide security for the Sussexes when they're in the United Kingdom. So we know that either shortly before the car chase in New York City or shortly after, Buckingham Palace cut off the security for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. And literally, me and Sussexes Squad, like all across the internet, people were just like, what? Like, why would you do that? That's like the absolute opposite of what any sane person or entity or institution would do. Like, what? I have no idea. So those are basically our three petitions. Now, with that being said, I'm going to show you what I drafted up. Guys, these are kind of long documents. So I wrote these out essentially like letters that I've seen, you know, legislative letters reaching out to, you know, those governmental or parliamentary members that can help push, you know, initiatives forward. So if this is bulky, feel free to literally take a little screenshot, take a look at it on your phone, digest it, and you can make suggestions in the comments, however you want to do it. Or if you want, you can go back. I would recommend watching it on your computer because maybe the text will be a little smart. But before we actually get into the text of the petitions I drafted up here, I wanted to tell you about like suggestions that someone in the comments made from the last live stream. So she said that we should also send these petitions or send a petition, however it might be. If we bulk these into one mega petition for these entities that this person commented, or if we create up something completely new, however you want to do it. She suggested we actually, like seriously guys, send these petitions to the President of the United States, the DOJ or the Department of Justice, and the International Security Commission. I saw that and I was like, dang, I thought like I was a ball breaker. But if you guys, okay, I'm gonna read that list again because I'm gonna need you guys to think about it and put it in the comments if you think that that's something that I should alter these petitions to do. And I'll go ahead and like caveat that with saying like, maybe we'll do this live stream. We'll do one more live stream to sort of sync up. And, after we've let everything digest, we've thought about it. We've thought of maybe some changes we want to make and stuff like that. We'll do one more live stream and then we'll put it up on change.org essentially. And we'll actually send it to these members of government and diplomacy and legislation. So she said, send the petitions to the President of the United States of America, the DOJ, Department of Justice, and the International Security Commission. So guys, in the chat, in the comment, let me know what you think of that idea. I didn't include those people in these petitions. I literally just included district-based type legislatures or governors or parliamentary members. But if we feel like, no, we need to kick this on up to the big guns, let me know if that needs to be a separate petition that we do to them, if it needs to be a combination of all three of these, if it needs to be a completely new thing that doesn't even exist. That's all okay. I really enjoy doing this stuff, but you just need to let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Okay, so let's get into this. The first one is the petition for the New York City paparazzi laws. So I know I'm a little hyperactive coffee bean, so I will try to slow down. What everyone has been telling me my whole life, slow down. And I'm like, no, I'm gonna go fast. Okay, so let's take a look at it. So this is letters of petition. The first one is essentially, okay, we want New York City to actually introduce petition laws, paparazzi laws. They don't have any in place, and we want to see some. So this is to Governor Kathy Hochul, Senator Liz Krueger, I hope I'm saying that name right, and Speaker Carl E. Heastie. Now I'm going to explain for a second who these people are. I basically, when I went and did my research for this, I drafted it essentially like you would for, if I was back home in the U.S. and say, for instance, in my neighborhood, like, due to zoning laws, the city had been, slacking on cleaning up the roads or filling potholes or however it is. You would go to your legislator of that district and basically talk with them about what you want to change. So that's the way that I approach this. And Governor Kathy Hochul is the governor of New York City. Senator Liz Krueger is the senator in that district. And Speaker Carl E. Heastie is the House representative for New York. So basically, I start off by saying, as supporters of the Sussex family, and I'll read right through this. Like I say, it's a kind of hefty document. So if you guys have thoughts, comments as I go, put it in the chat, put it in the comments if you're watching after, however you want to do it. So I said, as supporters of the Sussex family, for the purposes of this letter, including the Duke of Sussex, Prince Harry, his wife, the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle, their two children, Archie and Lilibet Mountbatten Windsor, and the mother of Princess Meghan, Doria Ragland, we write you to urge the state of New York to introduce a bill to the House of Representatives that establishes strong laws against the unauthorized and unethical pursuit of surveillance, recording, or captured imagery of celebrities. Guys, I'm going to stop here for a moment. I have to tell you, I actually went and dug and looked at other instances of celebrities that had to deal with this type of kind of really scary approach or obsessive behavior from paparazzis. Some of them ended in tragedies like Princess Diana, but others also ended in lawsuits. And apparently it happens quite often. I mean, You have Halle Berry, you have Justin Bieber, you have Jackie Kennedy Onassis when she was alive. Like, apparently this has happened a lot. And so it's not even just a level of laws or legislative or parliamentary actions that need to be taken, respectfully, if you're in the US or the UK or whatever, but it's also like a question of awareness and ethics. You know, it's just like something needs to be done about this on an awareness level. So let's keep going. So it continues on to say, on May 16, 2023, following an award ceremony the couple was being honored at, the Duke of Sussex, Prince Harry, his wife, Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle, and the mother of Princess Meghan, Doria Ragland, were pursued relentlessly by an obsessive mob of close to 20 paparazzi for over 2 hours. A combination of paparazzi in cars, motorcycles, and scooters put the lives of the Sussexes, their security team, pedestrians, and drivers in danger to capture unauthorized photographs and video footage of the celebrities. This happened 3 years after Prince Harry and Meghan Markle stepped back as senior royals of the British monarchy and fled the United Kingdom, relocating to California after signaling racism and prejudice in the century-old institution. For almost a decade, the media has relentlessly pursued the couple, constantly breaching their privacy, inventing false narratives about their lives, and putting them and their young children in jeopardy. This is a bigger question of whether the United States of America should be a place random bullying and tormenting of human beings to sell gossip stories and lies to the American people versus one built on ethical journalism. I'm going to let that soak in. Get my tea here. So New York does not have specific laws addressing paparazzi, which is not acceptable when many celebrities both work and live in New York City. With a compact infrastructure in New York City, in comparison to Los Angeles, a paparazzi pursuit of one or more celebrities without having their consent could turn frighteningly dangerous. In 1997, Princess Diana, the mother of Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, and her partner Dadi Fayed were chased to their death in a busy Paris tunnel in a failed attempt to outrun a group of paparazzi. Less than a year later, France introduced strong privacy protections against paparazzi, in which offenders can be punished with up to 2 years of imprisonment and up to 60,000 euro in fines. In 1997, California passed California Civil Code 1708, in which paparazzi engaged in dangerous, unauthorized, and unethical pursuits of image or video surveillance or stalking celebrities would result in penalties of up to 1 year in prison or $50,000 in fines. So it goes on to say, celebrities like the Sussexes, who have been the unfortunate victims of divisive smear campaigns by corrupt tabloid media companies, can often be sitting ducks in the face of dangerous pursuit in the state of New York, and the veracity of vigilante quote unquote justice demanded from abusers on social media reinforces the notion that public figures deserve no right to privacy or even protection under the law. We ask today that you introduce a bill to the House to ultimately be carried into law in the state of New York that will penalize paparazzi for pursuing a celebrity for gathering of photographic or video footage or vocal recordings without their verbal or written consent, whether in a vehicle or on foot. This is an important initiative not only for celebrities, but the public at large. We ask for justice for those most affected by the unethical pursuit of content for so-called media moguls and journalists who will put human lives at risk for the sake of tantalizing gossip journalism. Please support this important initiative and introduce paparazzi laws in the state of New York. What do you guys think? I told you, I actually like stuff like this. Like when companies swindle me and my husband out of money, or like, you know, they make unauthorized charges or make unauthorized like things on your account. I'm like, ooh, this is my project. But no, seriously, what do you guys think? If you want, you can put it in the chats, you know, let it sink in. Again, I totally advise you, if you would like to, take a screenshot, you know, come back and rewatch this video later on your computer. If you want to make suggestions, you can put them in the comments. You can email me, you can tweet me, whatever. I don't get on Twitter or my email as quickly as I look at the comments on YouTube, but however you send it to me, it's still helpful. I want to know what you guys think. Thank you, Miss Verda. So I think for now, this is all on the internet, so we don't have to meet up anywhere, but I definitely love the enthusiasm. Okay, so let's go ahead and move right along, guys. So we'll go to the next petition. This is petition number 2. And this is essentially, yeah, hi S, I wanted to say that too. The next petition, let me just get this pulled up. Okay, guys, I got this pulled up. I'm literally I'm looking at this on my phone and on the computer, so I can read sort of succinctly and cohesively, but you know, hopefully I'm not talking too fast. I know that I talk a little fast, so let me. All right, here we go. Okay, so this next petition for UK Parliament to fund the second phase of the Leveson inquiry. Again, if you guys are just joining, if you've watched my last videos, you've probably heard about the Leveson inquiry. Again, it is basically just a standard of ethical media practices and journalistic practices that got carried out. The initiative was started in the UK. And I believe, I don't know for certain, but I believe that it could be instrumental in working towards media reform in the UK for the corrupt tabloid media that have harassed and stalked and harangued Prince Harry and Meghan Markle for like a decade. Okay, so again, sort of explaining who these things are sent to and why. I essentially followed, you know, my little, you know, advocacy wifey 101 hat and just went to the proper sort of governmental or parliamentary representatives, members of parliament, members of legislature in the US, if that's the case, at a district level sort of basis. So when Prince Harry and Meghan Markle go to the UK, and when they lived in the UK, for the most part, they were in London, unless they were kind of traveling on whatever, you know, royal duties that might have been. But for the most part, they were around Buckingham Palace. They were around London. They were around Windsor Castle. So I basically made this for the mayor of London and for the actual lord who essentially started the Leveson inquiry, Brian Leveson, Sir Brian Leveson himself. And then I also included the London parliamentary member, Nikki Aiken. And hopefully I'm pronouncing this name. Again, I'm American. I live in France. I'm not British, so I don't know these people. But, you know, I'm just seeing their name actually printed or on screen, if you will. So I don't know it by heart. But Nikki Aiken or Aiken, I don't know. So if I'm saying it wrong, I'm sorry. So it essentially says, hi, Teresa. Glad you're here. Okay, so I'm gonna get into it. So it says, as supporters of the Sussexes family. Oh, before I keep going, I do want to note that you're gonna see some similarities in all of these petitions, because I want these petitions to sort of go as a package. They go to different entities in the US and the UK, but essentially we're advocating for, you know, the better paparazzi laws, more ethics in media and journalism, and for the security, you know, the security for the Sussexes and their family when they visit the UK. So I feel like all of those things are really interconnected. And so a lot of the foundational points of these petitions you're going to see are going to be the same. But if you guys have changes, if you want to change some of this verbiage, if some of you guys are, for goodness sake, like thankfully actually lawyers or legal aides, or you have any experience with UK Parliament or American legislation, please, 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 please put it in the comments, because we of course want to make these as strong as possible so they actually get somewhere and get to where we want to go and actually advocate for the Sussexes. So with that being said, I'll keep going. So it says, as supporters of the Sussex family, for the purposes of this letter, including the Duke of Sussex, Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, their two children, Archie and Lilibet, and Doria Raglan, kind of skip through their titles and things. We write you to urge the British Parliament and the City of London to fund the second phase of the Levinson inquiry in order to advocate for fairer and more ethical practices in media and journalism in the United Kingdom. The Sussex Squad is comprised of supporters located all over the world who connect all across social media and have a common goal in rallying support for Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, Duchess Meghan Markle, and their family. For almost a decade and rooted starkly in the United Kingdom, the media has relentlessly pursued the Sussexes, constantly breaching their privacy, inventing false narratives about their lives, and putting them and their young children in jeopardy in the face of extremists spreading hate online and in public. On May 16, 2023, in New York City, following an award ceremony where the couple was being honored, the Duke of Sussex, Prince Harry, his wife, the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan, and Doria Raglan were pursued relentlessly by an obsessive mob of almost 20 paparazzi for over 2 hours. A combination of paparazzi in cars, motorcycles, and scooters put the lives of the Sussexes, their security team, pedestrians, and drivers in danger to capture unauthorized photographs and video footage of the celebrities. This happened 3 years after Prince Harry and Meghan Markle stepped back as senior royals of the British monarchy and fled the United Kingdom, relocating to California after signaling racism and prejudice in the century-old institution. For almost a decade, the media has relentlessly pursued the couple, constantly breaching their privacy, inventing false narratives about their lives, and putting their lives of their young children in jeopardy. I think that repeated. Yes, I think that repeated. I'm going to edit that for the next round. So in 1997, Princess Diana, the mother of Prince Harry, and the Duke of Sussex, her partner Dadi Fayed, were tragically chased to their death in a busy Paris tunnel in a failed attempt to outrun a group of paparazzi. Although less than a year later, France introduced strong privacy protections against the paparazzi, in which offenders can be punished with up to 2 years of imprisonment and up to a €60,000 fine, it would seem lawmakers and media outlets in major cities in the United Kingdom and the United States and Australia have learned nothing from Princess Diana's tragic death in 1997. This petition uses the unfortunate car chase involving the Duke of Sussex, Prince Harry, and the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle, and Doria Raglan in May of 2023, and the tragic death of Princess Diana in 1997 as examples of the basic diplomatic and governmental need to continuously advocate for ethical media and journalistic standards that are democratic, safe, compassionate, and ensure the interests of celebrities, public figures, paparazzi, the general public at large, media industry workers, and the sanctity of morale for journalism overall. I hope you guys think that hit, because I definitely tried to tie all of that together there. So it says many Sussex supporters around the world believe that many, if not most of the paparazzi who were dangerously seeking access to unauthorized photography and video footage of Prince Harry, Duchess Meghan Markle, and Doria Raglan in New York City in May were hired by some of the corrupt British tabloids and publishing companies based in London, many of which who have been sued by the Sussexes over similar tactics used when the couple actually lived in the United Kingdom. Such types of corrupt and unethical paparazzi media and journalistic practices have also plagued other celebrities throughout the years, some ending in lawsuits and others in unexpected tragedy. Conversely, The Levinson Inquiry was introduced in July of 2011 in the United Kingdom as an initiative to put into question the culture, practices, and ethics of the British press and was introduced by Lord Justice Brian Henry Levinson. The Levinson Inquiry was essentially abandoned by Parliament in 2013, but common sense media and journalistic standards of ethics and paparazzi laws in Great Britain are needed now more than ever, even on a global scale. They are needed to protect basic civil social values and to deter media outlets from practices of using unethically sourced media, spreading terror-invoking lies, using extremist partisan journalistic practices, and funding dangerous paparazzi pursuits to simply drive viewership or increase sales, with no consideration of celebrities, public figures, or the general public. The diplomatic and governmental backing of the continuation of the Levinson Initiative, whether brandished under the same name or rebranded to build better momentum in 2023, should and must be and continued, and a unified public and civic effort to rally for and raise education and awareness around media and journalistic ethics, safety, and justice with input from lawmakers across Great Britain. So I go on to say in 2023, the hyper-connectedness of social media usage has advanced the easy access availability of information to the most extreme level history perhaps has ever even seen it. Oh, hi, Sandy. Okay, let me unpack this. So Sandy says, I would understand petitioning your own country, but as a majority, you're not British citizens, so have no jurisdiction in the UK. Also, in the US, the First Amendment is meant to cover free speech. Thanks, Sandy. So, okay, first of all, I think that your comment on Britain would not be completely valid because Sussex Squad has members all over the world. I've met members of Sussexes Squad here on YouTube, but also in Twitter, on Reddit, on Instagram, on Facebook, literally from quite all over. So I'm not sure if you're a part of Sussexes Squad or if you're have I don't want to say other divisive motives behind this, but I still do want to address your question and talk to you. Essentially, basically, we want to spread awareness for this so that real change can happen, because this doesn't just affect the Sussexes. At least that is coming from the standpoint of most Sussex people that I know, Sussex Squad people that I know. Now, I can speak for myself. I don't want to speak for the whole movement at large, but essentially seeing as an example the way that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry were chased in New York City, seeing what they faced from the UK media over the past 10 years, how that culture of fear-mongering and propaganda has spread into the US as well, even though Meghan Markle is an American citizen, Prince Harry is a British citizen. It still has sort of spread that culture of not paying attention to how we're treating people. It spreads, and people take that and they think that they have a green light to go in and, send hate towards the Sussexes. And then media companies in turn go and they take that as a green light to do whatever it takes to just get that sizzling, popping piece. The point is that media today is not like it was 50 years ago. That sizzling, popping piece is just the sizzling, popping piece for 9:17 in the morning until 9:28 in the morning, and then they're gonna need another sizzling, popping piece to go out at 10:15. So it has a very, very scary implication for the way that social media works today and how people can quickly be radicalized. So I do want to counter your argument with saying that I do think that this is a global issue. It's not just a UK issue. Me, myself, I'm just a player in a much, much, much bigger effort to support the Sussexes that spans from the US to the UK to places all over the world. And I guarantee you, this needs to be pushed out into our circles so that even people in the UK can sign this petition and actually send it to their members of parliament. I guarantee you that those people in the UK exist because I've seen them and I've been alongside them. So I don't know. Someone said she's just a hater. I I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. I don't have moderators. I'm just doing this all on my own. You know, maybe I'll have some friends and we'll check into seeing if we can have some moderators on this channel in the future. If, you know, we get kind of more no good deed doers or bad eggs that might kind of flow into here. I don't know if this is Sandy's, you know, motives, or, and I don't want to question that. I don't want to, you know, preemptively judge anyone, but let's just keep an eye on it, Sandra. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and continue on. So I said in 2023, the hyper-connectedness of social media usage has advanced the easy access availability of information to the most extreme level history perhaps has ever seen it. And the internet has exploded the public appetite for said information. Yet British media's exportation of said rapidly spread dissemination of information has also exploded, oftentimes sourced in an unethical way or transmitted to the public in an inflated or divisive way to simply drive viewership or sales with no consideration of the integral and societal needs of people in the public, creates for a disturbing reality, distorting the quality of information the general public receives and breaching the privacy and safety of celebrities and public figures. So we ask that you devote yourself to the cause of advocating for the continual diplomatic, because this is a global diplomacy issue. You know, the UK is pumping out media not just into the UK, but into the world. So this is a global issue. We ask that you devote yourselves to the cause of advocating for the continual diplomatic and governmental campaign efforts to create fairer, more ethical media and journalistic practices, and to advocate for saner paparazzi and press laws in Great Britain and abroad. Please support this important initiative and fund the second phase of the Levinson inquiry that encourages the United Kingdom's media companies to both uphold journalistic standards that protect the general public, but that also protect celebrities and public figures from cruel and abusive treatment from paparazzi and media companies. These efforts to maintain law and ethics in the day and age of fast and accessible information in the height of the age of the internet will further reinforce public morale in the way media is reflected in the United Kingdom. And Sandy, this is for you, how the United Kingdom is reflected to the rest of the world. We hope that you will join in these continued efforts in advocating for raising awareness around the basic right of general public to receive ethically sourced content and information, and for celebrities and public figures that follow to be safe from inhumane abuse and harassment. Okay, guys, so hopefully I would love to know what you guys think of that. Any of you guys, seriously, quite seriously, I need you to buzz about this literally here on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, on Reddit, wherever you are, and you know other Sussexes people. If you're in other live streams, you know, just chat about, there's a petition going around. What issues at hand do you guys want to put on here? And if you know members of Sussexes Squad, any squaddies who are actually from the UK, we need their help. We need their eyes on these. You know, I'm American. I live in France. Like I said, I'm not British, but I do know that what the UK, the trashy UK tabloid media, has been exporting comprehensively every second of every day, continually for a decade, harming the public image of the Sussexes and putting them in danger. I do know that there's many people out there, including people in the UK, who really want to see this done, because you know what? It doesn't just end with the Sussexes, guys. You know, like, I can understand where some derangers are coming from. I know Sussexes Squad is going to get me for that. But I really do understand, you know, they probably see, okay, these are people who are disrupting our way of life, the things we've always done, the way we've always done things. I can understand that, guys. I'm a Black woman, you know, I'm a Black woman. I definitely know that level of adversity. I've been through it myself. But the way that people really become change agents, change makers. You have to advocate for yourself, and you have to advocate for your fellow constituents. If you're sitting around, you're wondering, hey, why is food not on the shelf, in my country? Why are we facing, extreme debt, extreme unemployment? Why are we facing barbaric ways that the media is communicating to us? The government is not there to just go ahead and advocate on your behalf, without you being the catalyst for that change. You have to be the catalyst for that change. I'm not trying to cause up trouble. I'm not trying to stir up trouble. But as someone who's worked on a high level within corporate spaces on an international level for a very long time, I just know how these things work. Literally public accountability, the public holding diplomats and government officials up to a certain level of diplomacy is one of the biggest pieces of democracy that we can uphold. The UK might be a monarchy, but it is a constitutional democracy. Democracy being the key word. So, guys, again, if you know anybody from the UK, if you know anybody who's a lawyer, have them take a look at this video, share the link, share it on your Facebook page, share it on your YouTube, share it on, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest. I literally don't care. Snapchat, Instagram stories, Facebook stories. I don't care. We need more Sussexes Squad people, because the thing is that, guys, I told y'all, after that car chase, like I said, I live in France, so it's a little bit the time difference. I think it's six or 7 hours ahead of New York time. And I knew that event was happening. I already know how that smear campaign has been pumping out for years and years and years. And I woke up literally just thinking, oh my God, is Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, are they okay? I know so many members of Sussexes Squad think the exact same thing. The difference with us is we come from a place of ethics. We come from a place of peace and tolerance. We actually want to advocate for ethical laws, the way that media treats people. And the catalyst that have brought us there is looking at how the Sussexes have been treated, especially in comparison to other senior royals. I was quite literally doing the research for this and looking at other instances of where the paparazzi has been really, really dangerous and divisive and scary with celebrities like Halle Berry, like Justin Bieber, like Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis, and Kate Middleton was one of them. Paparazzi literally came after her and tried to get a topless photo of her, and she sued. And we do not see on any level, call it whatever you want. Call it to be our tradition. Call it to be the way that royal protocol works. I call it systemic racism. You don't see the same representation of Kate Middleton in the media and the corrupt UK tabloids the same way that you do Meghan Markle. That's all that it is at the end of the day. It's just like Prince Harry said in the Meghan and Harry documentary, the Harry and Meghan documentary on Netflix. It's the race element. It's the race element that makes it different, And so I think that this is not something that, whatever your beliefs are, even if you're one of the bad eggs and you're literally involved in domestic terrorism, like white supremacy, like extremist groups, hate groups, literally, if you don't have the awareness, on a governmental and diplomatic level, if you don't have the awareness, those initiatives going out there that encourage your own media outlets and journalistic, outlets within your country to hold up a certain level of ethics, how do you expect the common people to uphold those levels of ethics? And beyond that, we live in such an interconnected, hyper-connected world that literally what you say on a media mogul company level, all the way up to governmental parliamentary level, all the way up to monarchy level, all the way back down to the common individual person, it reverberates around the world. Okay, so you can't have that argument anymore of like, oh, you're not British, you don't know what's going on over here. Well, stop, Britain, stop pumping out your gunk into the world. Stop pumping out your polarizing, sexist, misogynistic, racist gunk into the world, and people won't have to hold you up to that level of accountability. I thought they had seen. I thought they had learned by now. And we see Rupert Murdoch, like one of the former prime minister said in that last video where we talked about it. He literally said no one has done more division to the American people than Rupert Murdoch, the owner of Fox News. Fox News just paid $1 billion in a lawsuit. They're going to have to pay another one. You know, so there is accountability on a massive scale for prejudice, for hate, for propaganda, for fear mongering, and pumping up and inflating people with aggression and violence unnecessarily. Don't shoot the messenger. It's not me. It's not me. Don't shoot the messenger. Now, I do want to take this time to just go ahead and call for respect, diplomacy, show a little classiness in these chats, show a little classiness on my channel, because this is my channel. I don't want any disrespect here. If I see any form of disrespect, bullying, harassment, you are out. And I am like a dog with a bone. I don't let stuff go. I'll come after you, baby. So don't try me. Okay. So the last point, this is the petition for Buckingham Palace. Provide security for the Sussexes when they're in the United Kingdom. So, yes, Miss Verda. So Miss Verda says those paparazzi stores not from the US, they're from the UK, because they all had accent. American paparazzis know better. They know they can be fined. Exactly. This is exactly what I've been saying. And it's not completely out of hand. It's not like out of hand for the UK to achieve what semblance, I guess, of decorum that the US has. But, you know, looking at how divisive Donald Trump and figures like Donald Trump and Jim Jordan and all these crazy people have made America look, despite all that, we do have some accountability upheld from the public. And we've been having these discussions around, you know, multiculturalism, around climate change, around, you know, sexism and misogyny and women's equality and women's rights. We've been having these discussions for a very long time. Whereas I think a lot of this is really, really new for the UK, like we said before. Yes, Teresa, I'm with you. So Teresa says the problem today is that people just don't care for others, only themselves, greed, and power. Yes. I am completely with you. I just feel like I said, it's like it's been flipped on its script, you know, and I mostly don't blame. I really think, I believe fully within my heart that all human beings have an inkling of good in them. I know. That's like the optimistic part of me. You guys are going to be like, oh my God, girl. But no, seriously, I truly do. When you come into this world as baby, you know, praise to our Lord Jesus Christ. If you're Christian, whatever, but whatever faith system you come from, I grew up Muslim. I don't judge. I used to practice Buddhist meditation. I've studied Indian, you know, Hindu religion. Like I've gone full circle basically to do something that I felt my whole life, which was to have a relationship with Jesus Christ. And I continually cultivate that through reading the scripture. That's how I get close to God. But honestly, something up in there, guys, it flipped it on the script. It's like, you know, people who you used to sit alongside with, to loosely quote Joe from Morning Joe on MSNBC, the people you used to sit alongside with at church or your faith community or whatever it might be, they used to advocate for nonviolence, for peace, for consideration, for compassion. And now it's just absolutely bizarre. It's absolutely bizarre. So, okay, I'm going to keep going. This one is the petition for Buckingham Palace to provide security. We know after the car chase in New York City, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, like, I can't remember if it was right before or right after, but Buckingham Palace said, hey, we're not going to pay for you guys' security, okay? You guys know how we felt about that. That was like a huge blow. That was a huge blow. So we're going to read through this. We're going to call it a day. You guys are going to take a moment, chat, think about it, share, buzz it everywhere you are, Facebook, Twitter. Think about how we can rally together to lift the Sussexes up in love and prayer and support, and also advocate for better media practices, okay? More standard media and journalistic practices. So, dear Buckingham Palace, as supporters of the Sussex family, for the purposes of this letter, including the Duke of Sussex, Prince Harry, his wife, the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle, their two children, and Doria Ragland, we write you to urge that Buckingham Palace provide security for the Sussexes when they are in the United Kingdom due to the disturbing danger as a consequence of unethical and polarizing British media and journalistic companies, and to deter harm of the Sussexes from abusive and threatening members of the public who have been radicalized by the unethical and divisive British press. So I go on to say many Sussex supporters around the world have participated in conversations across social media about growing worries surrounding the ethical standards of British paparazzi, media, and journalists for the safety and well-being of the Duke of Sussex, Prince Harry, his wife, the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle. I think Oh, okay. Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan Markle's children, Archie and Lilibet, and the mother, Doria Ragland. As the Sussex Squad, a proud grassroots social media grown peaceful group of advocators, and I want to emphasize peaceful, because I do know that Sussex Squad can sometimes get a little like messy, but I never, ever, ever see the amount of aggression, bullying, harassment that I see from the derangers. I'm just saying. I don't know. You guys can let me know what you think in the chat, in the comments, if you're watching this thereafter. But I know that the opposition, the derangers, will want to label us as violent and aggressive and who knows what. But from what I've always seen, the majority of Sussexes Squad people have been extremely peaceful and just want to see the safety and respect and security and protection come towards the Sussexes, that they don't have to hide their accomplishments. You know, I feel like for me personally, and I feel like a lot of you probably feel the same way that I do, the Gracie Awards, you know, Meghan not coming to the Gracie Awards. Okay, maybe she had an engagement before. And the car chase, you know, it's like, for me, this just to, I don't know, I can't say it for sure, but it just looks like another divisive tool from the corrupt tabloid UK media with little paparazzi plants, if you will, but still on the paycheck of the corrupt tabloid media to constantly keep creating, as Meghan Markle's representative said so eloquently, this exhaustive narrative that they are creating all on their own effort. So I said, we support the Duke and Duchess and advocate for their continued safety and success and their humanitarian efforts around anti-racism, yeah, I said it, mental health, poverty, environmentalism, and women's rights. And women's rights, I really, really, really want to emphasize, because I was literally talking to, oh Lordy, who was it? I think maybe it was when I was getting my hair done the other day. I think I had a hair appointment. Maybe I was talking to my stylist, or maybe it was a friend or my mom. I don't know, someone. I was talking to some woman and just saying, I literally have not seen women be so divided in my whole life. Literally, just before 2015 even. I feel like between 2015 and 2017, I think like the Me Too movement was really raging more than I can ever see it. And then it's like, thank you, Elaine. All right, we got a signer. But, you know, I just feel like the Me Too movement had really gotten a lot of traction. And then I started seeing the stuff about Meghan Markle. And I was one of those people who just totally dismissed for years the Sussexes, because the media had told me, oh, she's just a silly woman. She's just a silly woman going on about whatever. You don't even have to pay attention to her. But needless to say, oh, there were people paying attention to her. And there were people who were targeting her. Not just Meghan Markle. We've talked about Amber Heard on this channel. I have never seen in my life more comments on social media dragging Amber Heard down, saying that she's a liar, saying she wasn't a victim. And these are from women. These are from women who said, hey, I was a domestic abuse victim myself, and that woman is not a domestic abuse victim. I've never, ever, ever seen women trying so hard to tear down other women than when I started looking into all this stuff with the Sussexes, and particularly Meghan Markle. Okay, we don't have to talk about Angela Levin. We don't have to talk about Megyn Kelly. All of those figures are out there, and it just is. It puts a disgusting taste in my mouth to think that women aren't advocating for one another. It really, really, really breaks my heart. But anyway, so environmentalism, women's rights, etc. So on May 16th, and then I just go ahead and I recount, just like the last letters, that essentially the car chase. I explain the details of the car chase. I explain how the Sussexes fled the UK to relocate to the United States because they felt serious threats to their life. They felt a breaching of their privacy, etc., etc. And then I also move on to explain a little bit more background about the Sussex Squad, how it's a grassroots socially grown movement, and how many people of the Sussex have been holding, Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, Archie, Lily in their hearts, in their arms, rallying for support, rallying for compassion, because that's just not what we've seen in the media, in diplomatic and governmental handling of ways in which the Sussexes can sort of be supported and held down within the ethics, of law and society. And so I basically explained that. I explained how Sussexes Squad has been worried, for a very, very long time, has been worried because, we sit here, we see divisive media, we see corrupt media, we see people being radicalized and becoming, these hate mongerers of Harry and Meghan hate, based off of people who literally are just filling you up with aggression to line their pockets. And you're left with people who might very well be facing dire economic crises, and they've just sort of subverted all of their energy towards hating Harry and Meghan and not really looking at the direct things at hand. I talk about Princess Diana's death and how that sort of all plays into here. And then wrapping up here, pause for dramatic effect, final thoughts to see if you're really listening. I wrap up here. Please support this important initiative and fund Buckingham Palace provided security coverage for the Duke of Sussex, Prince Harry, his wife, Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle, their 2 children, Archie and Lily, and the mother of Princess Meghan, Doria Raglan. Yes, I agree. Megyn Kelly is a sick puppy. I had to go ahead and pause for that. I was like, yes. I agree. When the Sussex family or individuals of the Sussex family are visiting the United Kingdom, we need Buckingham Palace provided security when they're visiting the United Kingdom. I wrap up to say these efforts to maintain the most expert level of security detail service in the day and age of fast and accessible information and the height of the age of the internet will further reinforce public morale to show that the United Kingdom cares how it's reflected to the rest of the world and advocates for the basic rights of the Sussexes to be safe from inhumane abuse and harassment. Oh, wow. Yeah, Teresa, I agree. This can be accomplished with resources and support offered from Buckingham Palace. Beyond such benefits, honoring this petition, Buckingham Palace can not only establish that it seeks to protect the Sussexes when they are in the United Kingdom from possible harm or extremists who have been rallied up by divisive, corrupt media in the United Kingdom, but Buckingham Palace can also mark solidarity with its constituents and efforts to protect the interests of celebrities and public figures and the general public at large from unethical media practices that terrorize the public. Honoring this petition to restore the Sussexes security detail funded by Buckingham Palace will also establish to the country and the world at large its solidarity in global demands for media and journalism to maintain a standard of practice of democracy, compassion, and consideration of the basic human rights to safety, privacy, and fairness for celebrities as well as the global public in general. Celebrities like the Sussexes, who have been the unfortunate victims of divisive smear campaigns by the corrupt tabloid media companies, can often be sitting ducks In the face of dangerous pursuit in London and the veracity of vigilante quote-unquote justice demanded from abusers on social media reinforces the notion that public figures deserve no right to privacy or even protection under the law. We ask today that you provide security for the Sussexes when they are in the United Kingdom due to the disturbing danger from unethical media and journalistic companies and abusive and threatening members of the public associated with the Sussexes' devoted service to the United Kingdom and subsequent step it down from their roles as senior royals when fearing for their safety and well-being in the United Kingdom became too much. We hope that Buckingham Palace will reinstate the palace-funded security detail of the Sussexes and further aid in raising awareness around the dangers of inhumane abuse and harassment of celebrities and public figures, and the need to cease the United Kingdom's media being one ran on bullying and tormenting of human beings to sell gossip stories and lies to the British people, which in such makes them have violent and abusive reactions towards celebrities and public figures versus one built on ethical media and journalism. So guys, that is it. Let's wrap up here. I know that is quite a lot, even for me, like who actually loves forming up letters of complaints. I was like, oh my God, I need a fainting couch. This is a lot. So guys, squaddies, I love you. Please let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm so excited about this. I'm so excited that you guys are excited. I'm excited that we're rallying up support. Remember, share this across all your channels. And let's meet up again this week and talk about any changes we want to make to this. And then let's go ahead and put it on change.org, share it across all Sussexes Squad networks, and go ahead and just advocate for our girl, Meghan Markle, our guy, Prince Harry, and little mini girl and guy, Lily and Archie. Okay, guys, let's get it done. Let's get her done. All right, guys. And if you're watching this after, please go ahead, hit the like and subscribe button, hit the bell so you know whenever I post video, and I'll see you next time. Love you guys. Bye. Bye. Bye.